Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Om Vishnupada Parahams Parivrajagacharya Sudhashti Much Divine Grace. Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. Namachala Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Gaura Primanandi. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, dear devotees, for coming, giving us a chance to serve all of you on this very vital subject. Those who didn't come yesterday can see the slide. The topic is tongue mightier than the sword. Right? So we'll give a brief recap before we start. But suffice to say over here that when something very powerful is given to us, it has to be handled with great care. If somebody has a gun in his pocket, he's got power, he's got handled with great care. So, by nature's own way, one of the most powerful things in the world is lying right in our oral cavity. And as we saw yesterday, and we will talk about it today a little bit also in more detail, that being the case, that one of the most powerful things in the world is in our mouth, our own God-given tongue. It is imperative, looking at the impact communication and tongue can have on our entire life, not only spiritual life, but entire life in all its aspect, right? Therefore, it is prudent to spend some time at least in our life to sit back and think how I can upgrade my level of communication, how I can more wisely use the power of speech, and this way how I can actually use this God-given facility which I have to really further the very purpose of my human existence. This is a brief introduction and why this is there. We quoted the verse yesterday by our greatest of all saints, Sripad Rupa Goswami, that in his own deep wisdom, the first thing which he thought, which every practicing spiritualist would need to learn, is the power to control this vacho vegam. Right? And therefore, where other things are all there lined up for us to learn further down in the Upadeshamrita, unless we really graduate first from understanding in depth what is this vacho vegam and why is it so important, we can't graduate to the further stages of Upadeshamrita. Hare Krishna.
So we'll just give a 5-minute recap. Audible, no? 5-minute recap to it. That you can hear behind, right? Thank you. So as you can see from this picture, why we have shown a sword in place of the tongue, because that's the power, as Prabhuji explained, that words can hurt more than the sword also. Physical sword can kill the body, but and wound the body, and then you die, so you don't feel the pain after that. But words spoken, you don't die, you are alive, and the pain is felt, right? So we were discussing yesterday how the tongue can be cause a problem in many ways. Obesity also caused because of uncontrolled tongue, and wars also caused because of uncontrolled tongue. We know how Mahabharata, Ramayana, some words Draupadi spoke and whole big Mahabharata was there because of that. So we were saying that how a person is always in search of happiness, and happiness comes from things and from people. And things don't reciprocate so much. So there is limited amount of happiness from that. But more so our happiness comes from people. And for people also it comes through other factors like similar background, similar caste, some similarity. And mainly it comes through our speech, right? Why? Because speech helps to build relationship. It helps also to maintain our relationship. How do you start building a relation with somebody without talking? You can't, right? You have to start talking. Oh, hello, how are you? Hare Krishna. From where are you? Since how many years you are here? You start by speech. And even to maintain relationship, you have to keep regular communication. It's not that hi, hello once and then I don't meet. Then how does my relationship get maintained or built? But the most fearful thing in speech is what? That speech can destroy relationships. Nobody does it deliberately, but it takes years to build a relationship. And it takes seconds to break a relationship, to destroy the relationship. That is the power of speech. So maybe some wise person called it, tongue. The relationship is a ship.
So the ship has a small part called the rudder, and the rudder can actually direct the ship. Therefore, in the small rudder-like tongue we have in our mouth, can direct our lives. Once broken, the vase cannot be put together. Simply once relationships break, sometimes they break so badly that we can't repair them for a long, long time. So, speech has got various aspects to it. It defines our very image, what we are, what we stand for, what is our value, what is the value system. It stands for building relationships. We spoke about that. It has cultural relevance. How people speak reveals what type of culture they follow, whatever tradition they are following. Speech can generate environment. People who speak positively, nicely, softly can generate a very pleasant environment, and people who speak rudely, badly, harshly can actually generate a lot of negative environment. So speech generates environmental power around it, and of course it affects powerfully our consciousness, right? And therefore, we of course need to understand how to speech to be used for various places in our life, with social circles, with friends, with devotees, right? There are various areas which speech has to be modulated. And like we said, we can speak so powerfully that this lady is generating speech which is so ferociously injurious that it appears as if she is producing daggers out of her mouth. And the man who is there, he is speaking with so harshly that he is punching his wife or whoever that person is, I don't know, with his something out from his mouth. So how dangerous this, it feels so bad when people speak, in this way. So of course we were mentioning that speech is not just about the words, the whole body is designed to speak. Our eyes speak, our bodily gestures speak, and more than just the speech and the word content is the actual tone and the bodily gestures, which actually communicate so much more than just the content of the words. And therefore, when we speak, we are conscious that not only what we speak is important, but sometimes how we speak is going to be important also. So this is called as Vaishnava Sishtachar or Vaishnava etiquette, right? And we spoke at length about this. The speech will have two parts. What is the content of speech? What is the intent of speech also, right? And whatever its effect may be, the effect is positive, the content intent is good. If the effect is negative, we need to reevaluate why we didn't get the desired effect, right? So for civilized people like ourselves here, we are going to be, it is important that the content and the intent both are in place. Content is seen by people outside us, intent is seen by God in the heart, right? And therefore we want to be fair and true to both levels of our existence, external as well as internal, right? So, of course, speech is not a static thing, it is a very dynamic thing, and therefore whoever we are, whatever we are, we will have factors around us which will affect our speech. So, exhaustion, hunger, thirst, physical stress, etc. will change our speech. We all have an experience of that, right? The environment, what it is around us, based on our emotional status, will affect our speech. The emotions are in positive state, we will be more positive. The emotions are negative, right? We are sad and frustrated, right? Then the speech will change. Then spirituality, based on our spiritual practices, if they are going on well, we may feel the speech is good. If we are not performing too well in our practices, we may have frustration and may cause some problems. Our upbringing is extremely important, right? Because what we unconsciously see and gather from our parents around us, environment, uncles, aunts, etc., will also modify our speech. If someone is brought up in an unfavorable environment, unconsciously he turns out to be a person who speaks like his father or mother, right? And therefore, we need to also be careful that we are a product of what we have gone through in our formative years of life, right? If somebody is Pitta Prakriti by nature in Ayurvedic understanding, is going to be more hot, is going to be more strong-worded. Somebody is more stronger, more Kapha Prakriti will be somebody who can digest things better and maybe more calm and like that. And gender, between men and women, there is a difference. You want to explain that?
Yesterday we discussed a little bit on the psychology of man, that sometimes men talk less because, that's the way they have been, God has created them, but it doesn't mean that they don't care for us, they don't love us. If we understand just the basic difference, that for men, the success in life comes through things. But for women, it is by talking, they feel that they can get close to people. So women usually land up talking more than men, and sometimes men don't understand that and they don't give enough time to the partner, empathic listening to them. So if man understands the nature of woman, that she's just ventilating, and the woman understands the nature of man, then quite a lot of problems can be resolved. Because men have been made different and same simultaneously, right? And then we discussed about the levels of communication. We discussed about the subhuman type of communication, where there is bad intent and content is also bad, where the words are bad words and, indecent language, offensive language, all these things constitute subhuman behavior, bad intent, bad content. At least we should come till the human level, where it is good content and intent might be uncertain, where we are at least modest, civilized words, gentlemanly, polite, sympathetic to hearing, we are courteous, and we have some discrimination before talking, what we are talking and how we are talking, right? So at least as devotees, we are expected to come to the human level, but the best is Vaishnav level of communication, and the whole seminar is just for that, the art of devotional communication, because we are devotees and we want to learn that how we can communicate in the best possible way. Like Prabhupada said that who's a Vaishnava? By seeing somebody, they remind me of Krishna. Not by seeing you said, is this Vaishnava? Is this the way you talk? Not like that, right? So what is Vaishnava way of communication? Good intent and good content both. They can never ever be hurtful. Their speech is free from envy. They are eager to glorify devotees, not so much indulging in prajalpa as we discussed yesterday, right? Prajalpa again comes in not very healthy communication. And we talk about things, Krishna-centered things, Guru-centered things, appreciating people, not boastful, just self-glorifying ourselves. So these are some of the levels of communication. And communication can even be affected by modes. Like we said, in the mode of ignorance, you don't think before or after talking. You say, I don't care. I just say what I feel like, and we feel great about that, but that's not the best way. Better is mode of passion. At least you think after speaking. You may at least regret that, oh, I shouldn't have spoken that, and you may take some steps for that. But again, the best is communication in the mode of goodness, where you think before you speak. What will be the repercussions? What will be the effect? Will it be desired effect, undesired effect? What I'm speaking, is it truthful? Is it beneficial? Is it needed? So all these things we have to think. So these are the modes in communication, and we stopped here where we were going to discuss today that, okay, we understood that communication is really, really important. So as we say that, there is a health for the body. Oh, how healthy is your body? I have diabetes, I have blood pressure. So that's a little bit of unhealthy state of consciousness for the body. So similarly, where there is a relationship, are we sharing a healthy relationship, or are we having a toxic relationship between two people, any two people, between partners, between devotees? Because toxic relationships bring toxicity in the relationship. You survive together, but there is no pleasure. And as we said, relationships are meant for pleasure. But if you don't feel the pleasure, then they cannot last long. So today we will first discuss what is unhealthy, ineffective communication. It goes without saying, if it is unhealthy, it must be ineffective, right? It cannot be unhealthy, effective communication. It won't go well together. So we'll start with unhealthy first and then go to healthy, because we want to take home the better message of what is healthy. Otherwise, you'll remember a healthy you discuss first, then there's a delete button, and unhealthy you'll remember what is spoken last. So again, for unhealthy, ineffective communication, as we discussed before, there is verbal and non-verbal. So these are, how do we identify and understand ourselves that what is non-verbal communication when it gets unhealthy? Suppose somebody is talking and you are like, what is it? If so many people in the audience are yawning, if the partner is speaking and the opposite person is yawning, or the child is speaking, daddy, daddy, I want to tell you something, and you're saying, so does it give a very good body language? It shows a little bit of disinterest, that, okay, finish it off fast. Or you are time and again looking at the watch. Sometimes I spend time with your family. And then, people say, okay, how much time? Half an hour, 1 hour? But it's not like screen time, that you give screen time to somebody, that this is the limitation that you are supposed to do. It is a spontaneous thing. You don't have to time and sit with a timer. Okay, your time starts now. Whatever you want to say now. Does that give a very good vibe? It has to be a natural flow. You don't have to think so much. Or you are looking at the mobile, newspaper, watch, you are turning away, or you are giving a cold response sometimes. Or eyes are rolling up, you are looking bored, making faces. Or tit for tat. Tit for tat means, when marriages take place, many times you give cover. So they keep the cover and they keep a diary next to the cover. You gave 501, so I have to note it down. I have to give 501 only to you, not more than that. Or you gave 1001, then I make a note of it. That is the tit for tat mentality, that what you gave me, that's what I will give back to you. But our wonderful spiritual leader, Dalai Lama, said this very beautiful thing. What did he say? Don't treat people as bad as they are. Because sometimes people treat us badly, right? That's not in our control. But you treat them as good as you are. I can afford to give 10,000, then why should I give 500? But if I think, even if I can afford, but he gave only 500, so I'll give 500. Right? Then what's the difference between us and them? Nothing. So we have to get out of this thing. Many times when you are counseling people and you convey this message to them that, why are you talking that? You don't understand, Mataji, Prabhuji, I'm behaving like this because he's behaving like that. She's behaving like that. So it's tit for tat. And where does this competition ever end? He's behaving like that because she's behaving like that. She's behaving like that because he's behaving like that. He's behaving like that because she's behaving like that. Who cuts the cycle? Who cuts the cycle? We have to cut the cycle, right? So non-verbal communication can convey so much message to the opposite person of, I am not interested. You change the topic suddenly. Person is not interested. So these are some non-verbal. And there are some verbal ways of ineffective, unhealthy communication. The list is longer. Right? Comparison. Do we compare? We compare our children. You Dumbo, look at him. He gets so many medals. And look at what you are doing. Is that healthy? Does that encourage the child or discourages the child? He starts feeling, I am Dumbo only, let me remain a Dumbo only. Dumbo square. Doesn't encourage somebody. You go to somebody's house for prasad and both of you have gone and you tell the wife, learn how this dal was made. Learn to make the dal like this. The other thing 100 things she's making good, know this thing, but you will comment on the dal. Or you go to somebody's house and the wife looks at the house. Look at the house her husband has given her and look at where you are making me stay, Compare. What does comparison do? Make you happy? Comparison always keeps you dissatisfied. You'll always never feel what I have got is the best. You're always dissatisfied, right? So it is unhealthy when we compare. Do we like to be compared with anybody? No, but we are so eager to compare people with other people that, look at this and look at that. And when you compare in the mind, it comes out in the words. When you compare by words, it comes out in action, as we said. Belittling people. Many times we do that, You are in a family function and all with your parents and you'll just say, somebody will talk about your partner and will say, अरे उनको कुछ समझता नहीं है. उसको बात ही मत करो, She doesn't understand all these things. You are belittling our family, belittling some devotees. In a congregation, some devotees are doing so much work. I know one Mataji, she used to come for dressing to a particular place and many people would come and every now and then she would keep telling, Mataji, whatever you want to tell me. These people, they don't understand only all these things. They're all sitting there and I would feel, why are you saying like that in front of them? You are belittling them. They are coming every week, taking out their time. Maybe they are not so skilled, but you have to belittle them in public like that. Again, will it encourage them or discourage them? Discourage them, right? We keep nagging. Nagging we do. Nagging means keep on telling the same thing again and again, same thing again and again. And we feel by telling the same thing, the person will change. Does it happen like that? In fact, they become immune, vaccinated against what you say. After some time, whatever you say falls on deaf ears, that you know that, this is what comment is going to come. Forget it. So again, it is ineffective. It is ineffective. You don't get the desired result. Blame game. Heard of anybody going to the marriage counselor and saying, sir, we have a problem, Prabhuji. He is perfectly right, but problem is in me only. Anybody says that? Can you tell me how I can improve? Nobody will do that. They will always have the blame game that I am perfect, but problem is in my partner only. Who's wrong? My partner is wrong. I am the perfect. So that blame game goes on. He blames her and she blames him. Devotees blame each other that because of him this happened. When there is something good that happens, you are eager. Who did it? Who did this? When something bad, he did this. Something good happened. Who did this? I did. Of course I did it. Of course I did it. We are so eager to take the credit. But really, we don't want to give the credit. Changing the subject abruptly, insulting somebody, lying. yesterday somebody asked the question about lying, right? Lying is always ineffective, unhealthy communication. Because speech, one of the qualities of speech according to Krishna is it has to be satyam priyam hitam. It has to be satyam, right? You tell one lies, you have to tell 10 lies. And relationship, wherever the lie is caught, which luckily in Kali Yuga it always gets caught, how much can you hide? How much can you hide? There are people who have some extramarital affair and they feel that nobody will ever come to know. But by God's mercy, you get caught. And it's good. Right? So lying never works. Criticizing and fault finding. This deserves little more attention among devotees. We always, whatever we are doing, there are different type of people around us. They have different natures. They have different shortcomings. Just like we also have. We also have those shortcomings. But we expect that other person should be perfect and we have to be, I am perfect and other person is always, he's like this, she's like that, he's like that, she's like that. Continuously we will find some fault or the other. And what does that generate? Criticizing leads to criticizing. Glorification leads to glorification. Appreciation leads to appreciation. Respect leads to respect. What goes around comes around. So this criticizing and fault finding comes in the category of prajalpa, which we all have ourselves, each one of us can give long talks on prajalpa, how it is very, very harmful for our Krishna conscious growth. If we want to grow, we cannot do this. Right? Boastful. Some people just are so full of it, they just can't stop talking about it. Oh, I am very busy, You don't understand. I have this to do, this to do, this to do, this to do. As if everybody else is just sitting bekar. Everybody is busy, but they just feel that we are the only people working. And they just keep on telling, you don't understand what I am doing. You don't understand. Only you understand. Who likes boastful people? Do you like to be around boastful people? Only they keep talking. Rather, you feel like being around people who will allow you to talk and say, oh, what are you doing in your life? Tell us about you. So you feel that somebody values something what you are doing. Boastful is unhealthy. Complaining. Complaining is a habit-forming thing. You start complaining small things and then you start complaining about big things. First you complain about the weather, the floor not being good, then prasad not being good. Slowly you start feeling my god brothers are not good, devotees are not good. Then you may start commenting on your spiritual master, some fault you will find in him. In the GBC you will find, and it can just go on. Why? Because it has become a habit. As they say, when you first came to the temple, you came as a newcomer. For you, everybody was a Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. And after some time, when you see people around you, you feel, oh, they are not that perfect as I thought devotees would be. So then you start feeling, your first feeling, I am Das, I am Dasanudas when I come. Then I feel, no, I am not so Dasanudas, I am Das. That's enough, And then you start feeling, I am Prabhu. And somebody said very rightly, then you start feeling I am Mahaprabhu, that everybody should respect me, right? So we have to understand these negative type of things that develop over a period of time and they are not consciously developing. Subconsciously it affects our mind. Condemning, ridiculing, self-righteous type of nature and digging old graves. This requires, how many of you have been victims that everything is going fine and some old topic you bring up and it spoils the whole present? People have experienced that? As suppose, what do you find by digging graves? What comes out? Gold, diamond, beautiful people. What comes out? Skeletons. Scary skeletons come out. So what benefit do you get by digging old graves? Only scary memories will come out. Skeleton-like memories. You did this, We will blame the person. Somebody will blame the partner. That you did this at that time, till today we are suffering for that. Till today I am suffering for that, all because of you. Okay, some mistake is done. Will we forgive each other? Will we forget and can we move on? Or are we going to just hold that? Because holding skeletons is not going to take us anywhere. Mistake is done, There's no doubt about it. Something happened. But what benefit will we derive by digging out the whole thing? Already the opposite person might be sorry about it. Okay, oh, I did it, my mistake. Maybe sometimes they admit it, or they may not be able to admit it because their ego may not allow to admit it. But even if they admit, sometimes we have seen that the partners don't forgive them only. They're genuinely asking for forgiveness, that sorry, this happened by me, I didn't mean it, but it was a mistake on my part. Okay, now how do we move ahead from this? Do we want to spoil the rest of our life by just holding on to that part? Can you please forgive me? Asking for forgiveness is giving forgiveness is as important for asking for forgiveness. Right? It's not easy to ask for forgiveness. But when somebody asks, we should be genuine, as genuine Vaishnavas, we should be ready to forgive them. Okay, they are asking, let us, give the benefit of doubt and theek hai, maaf. It's not going to happen again. So this is very, very important for us. And what happens when all these things happen? Unhealthy, ineffective communication results in one very important thing. Please, if you didn't pay attention to this, now hear this. Can you read that? There is emotional divorce between any two people. Had you ever heard this term? When I heard this term, I became very alarmed. The physical divorce takes place after many years. But emotional divorce has taken place long back, as a result of which a physical divorce is just a matter of time. Internally, you have cut off between two devotees, between two partners, between two friends. You have cut off. Why? Because of all these things which we may land up doing. Each one is so important, you can talk for hours on it, but please try to get the message that unhealthy, ineffective communication, divorce is such a scary word, and you will have emotional divorce from the opposite person if we do not learn the art of healthy, effective communication. Are you with us?
So, let's move on to something more positive. I think we are all becoming a little, it's a very heavy atmosphere being created by the temple. Well, so...
That's why we took it first. Now we'll give the...
So yes, if the shoe fits us, and we should wear it. Whatever was relevant to us in this discussion, I think we can definitely... we are all looking for a change, dear devotees and friends, right? We don't want to stagnate. Krishna consciousness is a process of transformation and growth, right? And growth can only take place when we make endeavor in the right direction. So hopefully we are now learning what are the pitfalls in our personality or in our nature, in our persona, and we want to make it better, right? So how can we get better? There are healthier, better ways of speaking and communicating with people and building better relationships. So when you use these things, words which are more encouraging, right? Words which are more, when there is a problem is there, everyone needs encouragement. Difference between encouragement and appreciation is that encouragement is for those things which you are going to do, right? You need to be encouraged. Oh yeah, you can do it. You can do it, right? So you can do it attitude, when you speak with that attitude. Yeah, so Hanuman's example is very important. So for example, Hanuman had, sort of become oblivious of his own potential, right? Because the sages had cursed him in his childhood. And then Jambavan played that role of informing him that, for you, this whole ocean is like a small puddle, right? You are the son of the Vayu, right? And you have so much of power. And then Hanuman heard that, he opened his body, tensed his muscles, went on Mandar mountain and jumped across the ocean, right? So there is, my dear devotees, the small Hanuman in all of us, right? And it takes our family members and fellow devotees to be like Jambavan, to say, we can. We have limitations, we have problems, we have shortcomings, but something needs to encourage us. You can do it, right? There's a book by Srila Prabhupada, by one of his disciples, Shuddhakirti Prabhu. The book is entitled, What is the Difficulty? Some of you must have seen that book, read it also, right? So he was encouraging, what is the difficulty? You can do it. Everyone can do it, like that. So, pleasing words. In the Vaishnava etiquette which we have, Gaudiya Vaishnavas follow, there are 26 qualities of Vaishnava, right? One of the qualities is that he is called as Mrudu. Mrudu means soft-spoken, pleasing words, right? Sometimes we say in somebody is a Maharashtrian here, he will understand this. There is a surname called as Godbole. Maybe you can understand that, right? So it's such a beautiful thing when I came to know about it. God means sweet, Bole means to speak. We can understand that, right? That the whole surname, maybe his ancestors were very sweet-speaking people, that he has inherited that name. So it is not a particular surname which should, for particular people in the state of Maharashtra, all devotees should be. If we all can be, Dwarkadhesh Das Godbole, Vishaka Priya Godbole, Devi Dasi, right? If we all had, if simply we were more, pleasant in our speech, you know what happens when you speak pleasing words? I'll tell you something which happens which is most wonderful.
Magic.
Magical, right? When we speak positive, pleasing words, we create Vaikuntha. We can create Vaikuntha. And we speak all the things we heard, what she was saying, we can create hell. Hell and paradise can be created simply by how we talk. And therefore, how powerful is this faculty of speech? Of course, appreciation, we all know that it goes a long way. Appreciation is such a powerful thing. We'll talk about that as we go a little further. We have a different slide to elaborate. But let's touch a few things about this less known dimension of communication called as non-verbal communication of a positive nature, right? This is something which we do not often use to advantage. The power of touch, right? Simply when somebody is sad, somebody is forlorn and melancholy, out of some loss of a job, loss of a loved one, or something didn't go the way he wanted and he's sulking or whatever else, just coming and just giving a soft touch, don't worry, things will be all right. I am with you. Let's find out some way of dealing with this. Just that touch can be so reassuring. Please remember, I feel this is important. This hand, which we all have, the right hand especially, has touched the Tulsi beads millions of times during our chanting. We have fiddled 16 rounds, and how many mantras is that, right? And we've been chanting for so many years. You have worshipped your deities in your home, Gaurnitai, Jagannath Swami, Radha Krishna. These hands have cooked prasadam and bhoga and offered the lordships. This hand is so very spiritualized and powerful, right? Energy emanates of a very great nature from these hands which Krishna has given us, right? When those hands touch with a positive attitude, a positive content, it can mean a lot of warmth and reassurance. We doctors in our profession, we often understand the value of this more than anybody else, right? When a person is go to the bedside of a person, he may be having pain or he has a sleepless night, he is having also complications. Doctor goes and touches him and said, Mr. Sharma, don't worry. We are investigating, we'll figure out the problem and you'll be all right. I think give us 2-3 days, we'll be able to deal with the whole thing. Just some words of comfort, positive communication, and a hand of the doctor. 50% of the pain may just go away. He may not need oxycodone. He may just feel this is good. He may not need ibuprofen, right? How about using smile profitably? Right? Smile, right? What do they say? It takes 32 muscles to frown and 20 muscles to smile, something like that, whatever, I don't remember. But the smile as power, right? Everyone in this world needs to be acknowledged. It is a basic human need to be acknowledged. When I see a person whom I know, if I just give him an acknowledgement smile, and if I go one step further and say, Hare Krishna, it'll be even more better. If I say, Hare Krishna, it may not have the effect. But if I say, Hare Krishna, right? So, Hare Krishna is important, but how you say it, again, the non-verbal thing is that their smile has to be there, right? The Skanda Puran says something interesting in this regard, right? it says, Darshanam na harshanam. The 6 offenses Skanda Puran talks about among Vaishnavas. One of them is Darshanam. You are seeing, Darshanam is to see, Darshan karna, to see. Na harshanam. You don't feel happy seeing me. When devotees are such a rare species of people on this planet. How many people are there who are a Vaishnava? And there are very few of us who are, handful of us who are practicing the genuine path. Whatever we are fallen, not fallen, forget that. But there are few of us who are following the path of truth, real truth, which His Divine Grace gave us. So when you see such a person, won't we be happy? We should be happy, right? So when you see a person, never, however lost you are in thoughts and however you are, when you see because sometimes we have seen people whom you, Jai, their lordships, Radha Mil Madhav ki Jai. Sometimes when devotees know each other and for once or twice you forget to smile, they start getting ideas. He doesn't love me. He doesn't acknowledge me. Something is wrong in our relationship, right? They start creating ideas. So always, what should we do? Just smile. It's so nice to smile, right? And positive gestures. See, in a Vaishnava, this thing, when we come to the temple, we offer pranams. It is a gesture. We come into Prabhupada, it is a gesture. When people who are worshipable and honorable in our lives, like the children, they go to somebody's house and they will touch their uncle or aunts or parents, grandparents, and they will touch their, it is non-verbal, right? And immediately when somebody says, then immediately the elder says, he will say something. What he will say? Ayushman Bhava or Vijayi Bhava, whatever, right? They will bless you, right? These are all very beautiful parts of our culture which actually are of a positive nature. Let's not forget about listening, empathic listening. This also is very, very important. And therefore, this is the definition of, this is what we want to achieve. This is the central core of what Kavan is all about. So let us read this very carefully. What is good communication, right? It is when two people, of course when I say two, it could be more than two, but it is two people, are able to express their needs, their wants, and their feelings clearly and specifically, and have these expressions received by the opposite person with what? With care, with respect, and with attention. If we all practicing Vaishnavas here take this definition to heart, that whatever communication, whether I'm hearing side or on the speaking side, there could be only two sides, right? You are speaking and we know that we don't find two people sitting there and hearing, or two people speaking. There's no communication. When you speak, I hear. When I speak, you hear. Correct? So if I am speaking, I should speak in this way, where I express clearly my needs, wants, and feelings. When you hear, when I hear from you, I should hear with care, with respect, with attention. Hare Krishna.
So we don't have to assume that your partner is a mind reader. Just because you have been staying together for so many years, that you should understand. Sometimes you have to verbalize what you feel, you have to vocalize it, and try to read in between the lines. You know this concept of reading in between the lines? The child will come and show you the report, and they will come and tell you something and all. And whatever you respond, you don't respond. And after some time, the child will come and say, "Dad, you don't love me." They're saying, "Really? How did you start feeling that, But he didn't say that I don't love you. But because from your gestures, you kept showing and indicating those things. So unless we don't learn this art of reading in between the lines also, that what is the need? What is the communication that opposite person is trying to say? As in Hindi we say, dukh raha hai sir, dukh raha hai pet, koot raha hai sir. So where is the pain happening? You are getting irritable, you are getting upset at different things. But if we don't catch the message that why is this happening to the person, then what happens? What happens? There is Hare Krishna explosion after some time. You keep suppressing, and we may not say, but one day it will come out, and it will come out in the most ugly way. So periodic discussion between any two people is very, very important. And don't assume, I love you, now do I have to tell you that every day? I mean, every time I have to tell you that. I told you on the day of marriage. Now when you, just before you are dying, I'll tell you that again. Huh? But what about in between? That's why many times we say that when Vaishnavas depart, we have a big program. He was like this, he was very nice person, and she used to do so much, and she never did this, she never did that. And they say for 13 days the soul is hovering and the soul will be hearing. Really, this is how you all think about me? You never came and told me this ever. I wish you would have told me this when I was alive. I would have felt so nice about it. Everybody speaks nice things after the departure of the person, right? But do we have to wait for the departure of a person to tell good things to them? Can we convey to them before and make them feel, I know I value you, but I don't tell you. I have to tell you these things through all this. So don't assume that people are mind readers, right? So we were talking about empathic listening. How important is this? You go to outside counselors, they will keep on talking. Oh, empathic listening, empathic. What is this empathic listening? Very nicely defined by a devotee. It is a skill, communication skill. However, for a Vaishnava, it is not only a communication skill. It is plus a desire to genuinely connect.
With opposite person.
Desire to genuinely connect. Only then you can show your love, affection and care for the person. Right? That comes how? By a proper sitting posture. If you are talking to me and I am hearing and I am sitting, yeah, talk. Whatever, okay. Come on, say. My posture is like this. What message are you going to get? Am I even listening to what you are saying? Right? If my whole body is like this, well, I know everything. What you are going to tell me new? I know everything. I'm all knowing type. My body language is closed. I have to keep an open body. Yeah. I'm listening attentively. I'm having eye contact. You are talking to me and I'm looking here and there. Yeah, continue talking. I'm there. I don't feel that genuine concern and that connect from you. So these things are so important for us that we have to understand that whole body talks and whole body listens. It's not only the words. There's a picturesque way of seeing. When the eyes are looking at the person you are talking to, when the ears, both ears are ready to hear what they are saying, and the mouth is quiet, no talking while the person is saying. Usually when the opposite person is trying to say something, we are already thinking of the next thing, what I am to say to counteract. You have that experience? I mean, I have this bad habit of doing that. Opposite person is speaking and I am still making some other thoughts. Hands are quiet. You are not just tapping on this thing, Yeah, talk. What you are doing? No, hands are quiet. Feet are quiet on the floor. All these things are there and the heart is caring about what the other person is saying. That is empathic listening. That is empathic listening, and only that will have the proper communication. If all these things are not there, no matter what you will scream and communicate, you will not be able to hear only that. So we'll talk about marriage between married people. We're not talking about extramarital affair, right? It's a beautiful concept that we are married, but sometimes we are not connected to that degree. So how do we have a marriage between married people?
Dear friends, there's a very important concept which we have to understand, that in our relationships, in a relationship, everyone within himself has what we call as a love tank, right? Obviously, we know that the more the love tank is full, the more there will be expression of love, right? So you can see this picture that the car is being filled with petrol or diesel, whatever it is, right? Gasoline, gas, right? We call it gas in this country, right? So we're filling gas. When you buy a car, right, you fill the gas. You buy a nice, beautiful car. It may not be EV, but if it is not, it is a regular non-electric car. Then you fill it with gas. And that will last you for, maybe a few 100 miles you go through, right? And what do you do after that? You again fill it, right? So remember the emotion at the time of your marriage. What was the emotion surging in your heart? The tank was?
Everybody smiling.
Everyone's tank was full.
Bashfully smiling.
Like they say, wo dina yaad karo, like that. Think of those days when the garland was in your hand and the other one's garland, and you're offering that garland in your neck, and you're bobbing your head, you're bashful and you're smiling and you're like that. So how the tank was full, right? But when the car goes ahead, what happens? The petrol gets exhausted, the gas gets exhausted. So as days go by, does a tank remain full? It tends to start getting more and more and more emptied out. Why is that?
And what happens to the car if the gas is not filled again? What happens to the car?
Yeah, it stops functioning, correct? The life of the car is the gas. It's not the tires, and it's not the steering wheel, not the dashboard. The life of the car is the gas. The life of a relationship is love. Right? And as years go by, we all suffer from a very particular type of syndrome. Right? We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Right? And that syndrome is called as taking someone for granted because of familiarity. Right? So the level of love, the level of respect, the level of concern, the level of sensitivity which we all had when the relation began, right, seems to wither away. Because we don't recharge, we don't fill the gas. Therefore, periodically you have to fill that gas. And if you don't fill so love, so as I said, love is a verb. So of course when I say the word love, it is not you're talking of romantic love. That is what Hindi movies or something can show, movies can show. That's one thing, right? Some romantic love we understand that. But it's barely about mature, deep love. Love means to share. Love means to care. Love means to express. Love means to show concern. Love means to protect. Love means sharing togetherness. So love has got so many beautiful definitions, right? That is the type of love we're talking about. Prabhupada loved his disciples. What is that expressing as care, as concern, so much, right? So when we show love, love is a very powerful word. It is abused in the world, and therefore when we say love, we get images of some sort of, some weird type of love, right? But this is, the word prema, the way to say prema is a beautiful thing. So, as it said beautifully, in our understanding as Vaishnavas, love means to serve. And serve means to please. That means the partners, the friends, the fellow devotees, the community, when you want to express love for somebody, we don't just go in embracing that person, right? But we want to serve. Our entire Vaishnava philosophy is based on the foundation of service. That means it is based on love. Bhakti means love, and love means to serve. When you serve devotees, when you serve people in general, serve the needy, you're expressing love. Right? So, if the partners feel that, yes, I'm here to serve my partner, right? We serve the temple, it's nice. We serve in a particular service, book distribution and this service and Archana Vidhi and service. How about serving and caring and pleasing my partner, right? That is also seva, right? Seva is not always done in the temple, right? Temple is a great place to serve. But let's not bypass our own family to think that is not seva. It is also in the circle of seva. Correct? Okay?
And
so there are... Sorry.
And to please means what? What does it mean to please? To even do some things which you may not think are right, or you may not like it. I think this is the way it should be. But the opposite person feels, can we make this change? And we still feel no. But I don't want to do it because I am attached to my way of thinking. But when we want to please the opposite person, we have to sacrifice the way we think. Although you may There's nothing wrong in the way you think. There's nothing wrong in what the opposite person thinks. As we know in spiritual life, both can be right. There's nothing about right or wrong. Okay, oh, unless I can be right only if you are wrong. It's not like that in spiritual world. Both can be right. However, I am ready to sacrifice. If something is displeasing my partner or the other devotee, can I take some steps to make that change? Will that help us to improve the relationship or not? It will do that, right?
If the love tank starts getting emptied out, there are some red flag signs, right? And we need to really take note of these things. If there is very frequent disagreement, if there is a lot of irritation and irritability in most communication, there is constant difference of opinion coming up. We seem to be always disagreeing with things, right? We are always snapping at each other, right? When these signs are taking place at a frequency which is not acceptable to us, right, then we know that something is. These are not diseases. There could be different issues, the same issue or different issues, but don't tackle the issue. These are all symptoms: snapping, irritability, getting, expressing disagreement or misunderstanding each time. All symptoms of a emptying out. Your car has now even gone beyond the reserve and you are emptying out, right? So therefore, devotees should not ignore these things. This is the way it is going to be, right? We need to address it. Your body, your mind, by the Lord's grace, is giving some signals. Take cognizance of these symptoms. Like when you have a disease, you're feeling feverishness, you're feeling gale mein kharash, something is happening. I'm breaking into a fever. You start taking vitamin C or some kada vada or something, right? And you said, okay, after 3-4 days, I'm okay. So we have to go not when the love tank is completely emptied out and the whole thing is finished, we are emotionally dried out, right? In our pursuits of spiritual life, my dear friends, oftentimes devotees may tend to neglect the emotional side of their well-being, which is nourished through warmth and kindness of relationships. We take care of our physical needs like eating and sleeping and taking a bath and all that. We take care of our spiritual needs by chanting Hare Krishna and doing all spiritual services. But the in-between part between the body and the soul is the mind, right? And the mind is an entity in itself, right? And that mind is nourished with kindness, with love, right? With sensitivity. When that is there, when you're emotionally strong, then you can do much better quality of seva than if you are emotionally dry. Then that service of which is done also becomes a drudgery, a burden, or a ritual. It is done mechanistically, right? But when you're emotionally full, emotionally nourished, happy within your own mind because of healthy relationships, you do that seva with a lot of happiness, right? And then it happens, susukham kartum avyayam. Otherwise, it cannot be like that. Therefore, devotees, to be truly happy, nobody in this world can neglect physical, emotional, spiritual needs. They are needs, they are not wants. The need for being appreciated is a want. The need for being loved and cared for is a need. These are not wants. Everyone needs to be loved and cared. Therefore, whether a devotee is a new devotee or an old devotee, don't think there's only new devotees to be cared. Oh, new devotee, take care of him. He's new. He should feel comfortable here. Hello, how are you? Take prasadam. Come now. No. All that, right? The devotee gets old. Where is he going to go now? He's already initiated now, right? 10 years in the movement, right? There are stories of Sarathji Thakur showing that how each and every devotee of ISKCON is so very valuable. His Divine Grace said, I have shed 200 gallons of blood to make each and every devotee. Right? So each and every Vaishnava sitting in his room and who was not in this room today, outside the room, right? Each and every one is very dear to His Divine Grace. By his prayer, desire and his sacrifice and compassion and his tears, they have somehow come to the path of Krishna consciousness. It is our duty to take care of every devotee who is in our midst, right? And of course, that starts with devotees in our own family. Because charity begins not in the temple, it begins at home. Right.
Sometimes we discuss about it, okay, after something happens, you can do something, but there are some preventive measures, because prevention is always better than something happens. There is ways to have damage repair, which we will discuss after this. But are there some steps which you can do proactively to prevent that? So that's why these are known as communication enhancers. We have taste enhancers. We keep on the table salt, pepper, oregano, chili flakes. Why do we add chaat masala and all? Because they enhance the flavor of the food. So we want to understand, is there some things which we can proactively sprinkle on our relationship to make our relationship better proactively, to enhance the quality of our relationship? Okay, want to know that, na? So the first thing which is mentioned here is listen more and speak less. This doesn't mean that I don't speak, that type of thing. We are not saying that. Sometimes that is not the inner meaning of this. What we mean is listen to the whole body language of the opposite person. We are usually speak less means justify less. Listen more means read the body language. That somebody, often it happens that the partners may be counseling somebody, we are mentors, we have been given that responsibility, we may be Bhakti Vriksha leaders and all, and people are coming for our program, and then you make a comment on somebody that, Prabhu, you don't look happy today, you're looking sad today. And your partner will think, I look sad every day, you don't even notice that, and one day this person is looking sad and you are immediately trying to make a comment on it. Why? Because I'm trying to build my relation with that person. But what about the relationship at home? The whole body language, what we spoke about, empathic listening, all these signals are happening at home, but we are not able to listen to the signals which are happening. We are not able to read the signals which are happening. So what do we have to do? We have to listen to the body language more. Listen to the words. One couple we met and she's saying, since months I'm telling my husband, can you give me 10 minutes every day? Saying I'm literally begging, but he's so busy, he has no time for me. Saying, is that wrong, Mataji? Maybe I should change? That I'm asking for 10 minutes. Am I asking too much? And she had tears in her eyes, 10 minutes I'm asking, We know the story of the child, right? The parents were so busy working. And the son came and asked the father after many days of wanting his attention. He's saying, Dad, how much do you make per hour? And he said, X, $100 or whatever, $100. So he went in the room and he came back and he put $200 in front of the father. So he said, what is this? He's saying, $100 you get paid, na? Can you give me 2 hours to $200? That is the state of mind that you have to ask for it. We don't listen to the things. So maybe the Lord has given, even in developing the devotee relationship, as we were saying, you have to learn to listen to the people. We are always very eager to talk, this is that is there. But if they have something, if we listen more, then it enhances the communication. If you listen, the opposite person will feel that, okay, they are open to your solution. If the wife is telling something, or the husband is telling something, or a devotee is telling something, and you booch them off before only, this is wrong, you are wrong. You are criticizing, you are fault finding, this is wrong. Now, definitely it must be that they are criticizing or fault finding. But if you don't even allow them to speak, if you don't even allow them to ventilate that, then the solution, how will you give the solution? They will say, you're not heard only. You just say, this is wrong. And, this happens by offenses, that happens. So many things we start telling them from before. But you don't even know what I want to tell. Maybe we should at least just hear out a little bit and then give your opinion for anything what we want to give. Immediately we booch off somebody without hearing, then the person will never take the solution or the suggestions which you want to give them.
This requires time, dear devotees, to listen to the joys, sorrows, and concerns of our partners. However busy we may be with services, sadhana, etc., we will make a grave mistake with our profession, grave mistake if we miss out on this dimension. Because these are enhancers, right? And therefore, when you ask your wife or husband, how are you? Right? Ask them, how are you? Right? When you meet people, say, how are you? And the wife may start speaking, right? And then sit down and listen. Because she may have had a hard time that day. Children may have made some mischief. Maybe some phone calls came which were disturbing. Maybe something happened in the house which needs to be communicated. So that quiet time or family time which is required, make that happen on a regular basis. Not regular basis, if possible, on a daily basis. It is so important. It is as important as our sadhana, right? To keep the emotional channel alive and open, right? The less and less time we give to it, the more and more emotions get choked up within us, right? And we become dry. And emotional dryness leads to becoming hard-hearted. The worst thing we can do to our heart is to become hard-hearted. How will the holy name penetrate a hard heart? It cannot. The heart has to be cultivated with softness and sensitivity, and then love of God can enter through the holy name.
We talk of spiritual sadhana, what is sadhana? We do regular basis to grow, for our spiritual growth. So this is like a family sadhana, which you need to do on a regular basis. Maybe few days have gone busy, understandable. Today is Janmashtami, no, I have to spend time. I cannot come to temple and do seva. Now that is, obviously everybody understands. It's a special day. It's Gaur Purnima, there is Anand Mela, something I need to do. But we have to compensate. Like Gaurang Prabhu was asked this question that, Prabhuji, I don't love reading Bhagavatam. How do I develop love for reading Bhagavatam? And he asked a counter question. He's saying, how much time do you spend with the Bhagavatam? How much time? If I don't even pick up the Bhagavatam, and I'm not spending time only, and I want to love Bhagavatam, but pick it up na, and read for some time. Means spend time with it, then love will come. Right? So it is as simple as that. If we do not take out the time, how will it happen? And like we do on Ekadashi, today's Ekadashi, 2 days before people say, oh, yesterday we were having prasad and somebody said, eat, tomorrow is Ekadashi. Eat properly, as if we were going to do Nirjal on Ekadashi. And then tomorrow they will give us more food. Yesterday was Ekadashi, so eat. So both times you will end up eating. Why? Because today is Ekadashi. Right? So similarly, sometimes you have to catch up. That I didn't eat yesterday, so let me eat more today. So since last few days I have not got time. Come on, let's spend some time. So sometimes that compensation, even if it takes place without asking, without demanding for it, when it happens, then the person feels the love and affection. As we always say that before marriage, the boy tells the girl, where can I take you out? To a garden, to a movie, to a restaurant. Tell me, beach, where can I take you out? And the girl will say, I'll think about it, And after marriage, the girl will say, take me to some garden, some restaurant, some beach. And the man will say, I will think about it. What happened, What happened? Right? So after asking also, sometimes you don't get. But imagine how the person will feel without asking. The child is asking for some gift, but you know that the child needs something. And if I get it proactively, can you imagine the joy of the child? Surprise. Everybody likes that surprise. So without asking, if I have noticed, I have to notice first for that last few days we have not been able to do something. Maybe it might be for last few years. Right? Jab se jage tab se subah, we say no. At least from whenever you got up, it's morning. So we can at least try to do that in a proactive way. That, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. Right? So this is one tip. Second communication enhancer is this beautiful word known as appreciation. Very, very, what do you say? They compare it to a tonic. What does a tonic do to the body? What does tonic do to the body? Vitalizes the body. Perfect word. Vitalizes the body. Same effect is there of appreciation. Some devotee does some seva and you say, wow, Prabhu, you did very well. What will he do? He will do double seva. You don't do it with that motivation. Okay, we want him to do double, so I'm appreciating. But genuine appreciation automatically makes the person do that. And if you don't appreciate, what happens? We met some devotees and they were saying that, they were giving so much donation to the temple and, sponsoring things and all. But never they were appreciated. So then now we have reduced our donation and appreciation. Not the best way of thinking, but the human side comes out. That not even once I was appreciated by the temple. That, you are doing this, doing that. So what did that result in? Doing less. But when you appreciate somebody that Fala has sponsored today's Sunday feast, next month also he will sponsor Sunday feast. That wow, just for the feel good. It vitalized their desire to serve. So in any relationship, if we can increase this element, if we can do, which we used to do as children, and if we feel, how did we feel when we were appreciated? Always all of us have been children, right? Naturally, we didn't grow like
anybody
Shukdev.
have not a child before?
We are not like Shukdev Goswami, came out fully 16-year-old. When we were children, all of us did a common activity. Do you know what? We took a paper and we drew this. What was this? Then you drew this. Right? Then you drew this. Then you drew this and this. Everybody drew this painting? All of us. Somehow why this painting only everybody makes us do? I don't know.
It was never a skyscraper, it was always a village.
All of us did this. And when you took it to your parents and you showed, Papa, look what I did, this. What you say? Hey, Bebaku, is this how you paint? Huh?
Is the sun ever purple in color?
Sun is never purple. The river is never red color. The house you have made blue color. Sky is blue. You duffer, when will you learn? Anybody told us that? Every parent, when they saw this stupid painting of ours, they said, wow, you can become Michelangelo. You can become an artist. What a potential, And how did we feel? See, all the children are smiling, All of us, how did we feel? Yeah, I can do it, That's great. Appreciation. We were appreciated and we felt so good. In this world, today mornings we are having juices. Right? We had ABCD juice, we had green juice, this juice, that juice, so many juices we have. Which is the most bitter juice? Karela. Who said that? Karela juice. Any juice more bitter than Karela juice? Neem. Any juice still more... There is one juice which is worst.
Neem and Karela together will be even worst.
Neem roots.
Neem roots. Yeah.
But we know of a juice which is even more bitter than that juice. You know which is? Conjuice. Conjuice. Worst of all juices. We are so conjuice in appreciating. Outside people, we will, anything they will do. Oh, thank you, Just somebody gave you a paper glass, not even filled with water. And you will say, thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you, mataji, thank you. And here the partners are giving their life, slogging. The man is going out morning to evening working. The wife is slogging at home. Or she's also working and work at home. Here both of you work and do homework. Where is the appreciation? This man came home from work and he saw the gate of his mansion was open, lying wide open. And he was wondering how come the main gate is open. He came inside and he saw that the door to his house was also open. He was surprised, that nobody keeps the door open. We are not living in Satyug, And he goes inside and he sees the whole hall. The cushions are on the ground and, newspaper is lying over there and the stool is lying down there and the carpet is folded and paper bits are lying here and there, and he is wondering whatever happened today, And then he goes further and he sees the kitchen. The dustbin is overflooded with peels of oranges and apple, and the sink is overflowing with dirty vessels, the cooking vessels, and overflown, milk is lying on the, spilled milk is lying on the gas, and the spoons and the knife and the cutting board, everything is still lying there. The table, dining table, still the napkins and the mats are over there, the plates are still over there, and he's wondering, where is my wife, And he goes inside, and when he's climbing up the stairs, he sees water is trickling down, and he sees that the tap in the wash basin was open. And the soap is lying on the ground. Somebody will slip on the slope, right? The napkin is fallen down, the towel is there, the toothpaste ka dhakkan is open, the shampoo ka dhakkan is open, the lid is open, and tissue rolls are lying here and there, and he's wondering, and he goes inside and he sees his wife is sleeping on the bed, and she's reading. So he said, what has all this happened in the house, Was there an earthquake or somebody came and did something? So I was saying, no, nobody did anything. It's just that whatever I do every day, I didn't do today, because you keep saying, what do you do whole day in the house? Just that I didn't do whatever I do every day. And when it is not done, we notice. This is not done, that is not done, this is not done. But when it is done, it doesn't happen automatically, right? There's no button that you press and everything goes into place. It requires an effort to do it. So, if we do not appreciate, then sometimes it results in this. Forget it. Let it be a junkyard. What does it matter to me? There is never any appreciation for what I'm doing, right? So, we have to understand that appreciation we should do profusely and learn sometimes from these Karmi organizations like Lion and Rotary. My father-in-law, Prabhuji's father, was a lion, connected to a Lions Club. Even if they would plant one tree, they will have a meeting. Dalal Sahab, everybody clap. He planted one tree, they'll give him a pin and a medal and all that, and he feels so nice, And he wanted to be, that's how they want to become members of Lions Club and Rotary Club. Smallest thing you do, there is wah, 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 So it's not, there is a difference between flattery and appreciation. We don't want to keep flattering people. Flattering is with motivation. You want something, so you are going to flatter, right? The boy came and told the mother, Mom, I love you. So the mother said, yeah, what do you want, Then after some years when he grew up, the child said, I love you, Mom. He's saying, what is her name? After some years, he said, Mom, I really love you. I'm not going to sign any papers. So you never know why people are saying what today, even if they are your closest person. So we are not talking of flattery, which is with motivation, but genuine appreciation. Because do we feel that how much we are doing for each other? How much? The whole day goes, the children need to appreciate what our parents are doing. But how will they learn that culture if they don't see us appreciating each other? Automatically they are going to learn. They will also become ungrateful if we are not ungrateful. So when you don't appreciate, it is like a gift which you wrap but you never land up giving to the person. What is there to tell you? You know I appreciate. But tell na sometimes. Right? Yeah. Third thing is respect. So we are not talking of formal type of respect that we keep offering Dandavat like Raghunath Das Goswami 2000 times a day and 1000 times a day. Respect means what? What is your level and eagerness to please a person? Directly proportionate to the respect you have for the person, right? If some senior person comes, if your spiritual master comes, then we are just so eager and we'll be at our best communication, enhanced communication. Everything becomes great. Why? Because we respect the person. But if somebody whom you don't respect, how will your communication be? Whatever, I don't respect you, so my communication is bad. So when we are talking of respect, there are 2-3 levels of respect. One is we respect the person's presence in my life. Second, what is important is we respect each other's thoughts, their opinions. And we also, third thing is, we even respect the differences which we have. Right? We have to respect, you are different, I am different, that's okay, but that doesn't affect our relationship. It's okay. And when we take each other's opinion, that what do you think we should do, to make some change in our relationship? You have some thoughts? You have some suggestions? Let's talk about it. Can we make it better? So this is what we are talking of respect. We are going a little fast because we are getting late. So we need to increase the respect quotient towards each other in any relationship. We respect devotees, we respect seniors, we respect juniors, we respect family members. There will be better communication.
This is a very powerful rule. It's common to all the religions of the world. This first line, Apnama Svara Bhuteshu, comes from the great moralist, politician, Chanakya Pandit, which Prabhupada loved so much, right? So this is such a powerful rule. Therefore, it has been called by every religion as a golden rule, right? And if not anything else which we can take from our discussion yesterday and today, this will be a great, great thing to take home. What is the golden rule? Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Or as they say, do not do unto others what you would have them not do unto you. That means, very simple is, how many of us want to be respected here? We want to be respected. What should we do? We should respect. How many of us want to be spoken to with kindness and not rudeness? Every hand will go up, right? If we want that to be there, then what you should do? Give kindness, right? So the way you treat yourself, or the way you want to be treated yourself, if you treat everyone that way, that is what is called as the Samadarshina platform, as per Bhagavad Gita, right? When you treat in that way, that's actually the way where we will be able to truly practice the principle of Krishna consciousness. Whatever people are, deal with them the way you would have to deal with them, right? So this is very crucial, and as they say, as we said before, what goes around comes around. So if you give love, we will get love. If you give respect, you will get respect. We don't do that with that motivation, but that's the way the world always works, right? So this golden rule is very, very crucial.
And the fifth thing is what we discussed already about whatever we speak, it can be enhanced if there is satyam, priyam and hitam. Try to be truthful in what we are speaking, pleasing, and the talk should be beneficial, no matter how true. You are like this, it might be true, but how does it benefit by me calling that to the person? Is it pleasing to the person? No. So we have to think of time, place, circumstance, and how we convey. It's not what we convey, it's how we convey. So several times we have unfortunately damaged our relationships. So is there nothing that we can do about it? We have unknowingly, because we didn't know certain things, we never practiced any enhancers or whatever, right? So are there any damage repair mechanisms to at least try to salvage it? Yes, of course. There is always some solution available, right? So we'll just quickly go over what we could do. As I say, damage repair mechanism, it's never too late. If we think, now what, we are 50 years old, whatever rest of the life is left, we'll just wind up. Forget about it. So first thing we have to do is, at least we accept the mistake. The first step is acceptance. We accept, even though it is very painful to the ego. Who likes to accept their mistakes? Anybody? Nobody. But if we accept the mistake, then it goes towards first step. Don't think it is late. Second thing you might have to do is give a honest clarification that I made the mistake. This is what, or maybe I behaved in a particular way because of my upbringing, my conditioning. I made a mistake. Can you forgive me? Can you forget about it? Can we move on with our relationship instead of just, getting stuck? So many of us get stuck at that. This happened, you did this, but then the relationship doesn't move ahead. So honest clarification should be given and accepted by the opposite person. Third, as we said, is begging forgiveness. Who can beg forgiveness and say sorry? A strong person. A weak person will never say, because he feels I'm never wrong. Boss is never wrong. I'm always right in whatever I'm doing. So, at whatever level we are, let us say meaningful sorry. The person who says sorry is the one who cares for the relationship. You know, somebody says sorry. Why you don't want to say sorry? Because you say, if I say sorry, now they will say, see, you are wrong. I always knew you were wrong. So better you said sorry. Not in that mood, the opposite person should take it. It takes great courage to admit it. So give benefit of doubt, because begging forgiveness is a sign of strength.
If somebody has taken the lead, if somebody is taking a lead to ask for forgiveness, in a Vaishnava relationship, we are also very eager to forgive. So forgiveness has those two parts. And if we are on the Vaishnava platform, trying to be on the Vaishnava platform, then somebody is asking forgiveness. Prabhu, what is that to ask forgiveness? Forget it. You know, I myself am ready with so many faults. So it is not I'm doing a great thing by forgiving. Okay, I hereby forgive you. You are set free, right? We are eager to, eagerness to ask forgiveness and willingness to beg forgiveness. When somebody asks forgiveness and we don't give it, it's a sin. Somebody asking forgiveness, even the greatest of rishis, right? When people have done so many mistakes, Indra did mistake, because even rishis have cursed, but when somebody asks forgiveness, okay, I forgive you. Ahilya did a mistake, Gautam Rishi forgive her. Okay, when Ram comes, he will be delivered. So every mistake we found in the scriptures has been forgiven or modified, right? Therefore, that's what our scriptures talk about.
And very important thing is work for change. If you change nothing, then nothing will change. After hearing all these things, and we feel very nice concepts and very nice talk and all, and we remain as it is, we don't make even a single change or say no attempt is made to verify whatever level of relationship we are at, then nothing changes, right? So at least we try. We know that change is like a big rock. It's not going to be easy. Is it going to be easy to move a big rock? Not easy, right? But at least we have to work towards it. If we don't work only, then things will just remain. It will stagnate, it will ferment and disintegrate in due course of time.
And we forget also.
Yeah, you forget about it. Okay, this is the way life goes on. Abhi kya, you know, what is there in life? It is all material world. Ultimately, you know, it's okay. Is it dukhalayam ashashvatam? But you can philosophize. But the world is already dukhalayam ashashvatam. At least let us not prove it to each other. Okay, I will be your best friend because I will help you to get that realization that this world is dukhalayam ashashvatam. By the way I will treat you, the way I behave with you, that is my service at the end of this life. I will make you self-realized. This world is dukhalayam and ashashvatam. Please, there is enough dukh outside. Let us make it, give little sukh and little calming balm, so that we have the good motivation to continue our devotional services, what we are doing at home, the process of, we can enthusiastically follow the process of devotional service, come more enthusiastically to the temple and do the seva because we are happy at home. And the last thing is, invest in good times. When we first heard this concept, it was a beautiful concept of emotional bank account. Right? Everybody has a bank account, and we do withdrawals and we do deposits. So, if suppose you don't deposit only and you want to keep on withdrawing, how much can you withdraw? Only if you have, you will withdraw, no? What will you withdraw? Right? So, psychologists have said that if you want to give one negative feedback, which we are always very eager, not one, many. Before that, there has to be at least 5 positive feedbacks that you have given or exchanges. Not in a calculated way. Again, okay, I have to give this one, no? So let me figure out 5 things I have to tell, and then I will press the but button, which will delete all the 5, and then I will do. No, on a regular basis, we create a positive environment at home following all those communication enhancers which we spoke about, regular appreciation, regular spending time with each other, regular respectful behavior with each other, when we do all those things, then once in a way we want to give feedback, the person will even take the feedback in a positive way. That okay, he doesn't hate me or she doesn't hate me. She's not my enemy. He's not my enemy. He loves me because always though he is telling good. So maybe it's right what he's saying. But if somebody is only going to keep giving negative feedback, then you feel, okay, what is new in this? I knew it. This is the way it is, Forget it. You also become like that. So please understand this thing that invest. We all want to invest, right? We want our bank accounts to grow. We invest in mutual fund, we invest in estate, we invest in gold, we invest so much. But those investments will give you material prosperity. But if we want emotional prosperity, spiritual prosperity, then we have to invest. Things don't happen without investing. So please understand the importance of investing. So when we showed that circle, that there are different types of people we interact with, and we have to learn the communication, how to communicate with people at workplace, how to communicate with family, how to communicate with other people, how to communicate with devotees, because we want to finally learn the art of communication with Krishna. Because ultimately whatever bhakti we are doing is for what? Samsiddhir Hari Toshanam. And Mother Teresa said a beautiful thing. If we cannot love, care and reciprocate with people whom we can touch, see, feel, then where is the question of loving a God whom you cannot see, love or touch? Where is the question of that? So we can talk of love of God, but if this thing we don't learn, this art of devotional communication, how to do it with the people around us who are here, the devotees are here, the family is here. If I don't do, unless I don't translate and understand the connection between my sadhana and my, you want to say this concept? Connection, transforming the...
You already saying something.
Want to elaborate?
Go ahead. Speak out. Please stop.
That sadhana will translate into what do you say? My mind is right now because I just read the news of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. He's departed. Just got a message right now.
So we'll conclude fast. I think we'll finish it off.
My thought process just went because
yeah. So what we were saying here is that our sadhana bhakti, which we perform with such intensity, with such regularity, with such sincerity, needs to be effective. The effectivity of sadhana is based on the quality of our sadachar. If the sadachar is not there, then sadachar plows the field of our heart, right? And then the seed of sadhana can actually penetrate and nourish the seed of prema bhakti, right? So therefore, we can never separate out sadhana as a stand-alone activity, which we sometimes tend to do. So whatever we have spoken today, we did not speak anything about sadhana at all today, right? We spoke only of talking, speaking, living, interacting like a Vaishnava, right? So let us practice the sadachar and let us allow this sadhana to really be effective from within our heart. Just to yeah. Yeah. So the most 5 beautiful words which we want to keep in mind is, how can I serve you? Right? Such a beautiful thing. 4 beautiful words are, what in a team, especially in the family, rather than taking unilateral decisions, we ask for people's opinion. What is your opinion? 3 most beautiful words are, I am sorry, right? Coming from the heart. how about being always grateful? It's not about just saying thank you. It's not about only feeling grateful, but acting in a way to be grateful. That means to reciprocate. Reciprocation is the true language of being grateful, right? And then in a family or in a community, when we give up the concept of I, ahankar vimbudatma karta miti manyate, that ahankar is a powerful thing. All relationship in this world get destroyed because that I-centered relationship is there. But we shift our consciousness from I to we, right? It means collective happiness of the family, right? I do things which are good for us. I just don't think which are good for me. I speak things which are good for me, right? But when we act in a collective way, they're thinking for the collective good of everyone involved, right?
And this is the last slide.
Last slide. Yeah. Okay, so I think we are ending here. Thank you all for a very, very patient hearing. Hare Krishna. We can have kirtan now, I think. 5 minute kirtan and end it. Seminar should end. Seminar should end.
So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we all heard that news about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj departing. So we'll end the seminar here, and we'll do a 5-minute kirtan for Maharaj. So thank you. Hare Krishna. ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभुनित्यानन्दा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Everybody please.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna